In years to come, when they look back on Liverpool's 20th English title, they will undoubtedly not recall this day and how it felt. They will remember only a final league table that shows a big victory margin and maybe recall a Premier League title wrapped up before April had even given way to May. However, what we saw tonight at a panicked, tense Anfield was a tense, faltering football team that stared unimaginable tragedy in the eyes before somehow managing to turn their faces away and back towards the light at the very last second. Liverpool's lead over Arsenal would have maintained at 11 points with 6 games remaining if they had just drawn this match. Surely, game, set, and title? However, those there on the field and in the stands on this incredible afternoon will already be aware that this isn't always how football operates. The fact is that at moments like this, when Liverpool was tied 1-1 with only 1 minute of regular time remaining, the game was played in the head. After taking an early lead through Luis Diaz and easily outperforming West Ham in every aspect, Liverpool's nervousness in the second half gradually overtook them until they were completely unrecognizable. West Ham's equalizing goal in the 84th minute was disastrous for the home team in every manner and had been coming for roughly 20 minutes. Left-back Andy Robertson scored the own goal, but if you go back and look at the build-up, you can find the red-stained defenders everywhere. Anfield was taken aback but not shocked. Teams occasionally forget how to win games, and football players occasionally forget how to play well. Liverpool has been on that path for some time, and it has brought them to the brink. They were defeated 7 days prior at Fulham and most recently in 2 significant cup matches. So it was as well that they rescued this game. Had they not done so, a week of dreadful introspection would have followed. Where was the next win coming from? Leicester away next up looked straightforward on the pool's coupon, but then so did this one, only for the reality to be a little different. Captain Virgil van Dijk saved his squad at the last second, but he also deserves credit for a surprising resurgence of team spirit and drive. It's funny how things work out that way. For 30 minutes, Liverpool lacked an offensive force as doubt, uncertainty, and possibly even fear pulled them back towards their own goal. But they were energized by desperation. Once again, psychology and sport came together. Van Dijk sprang to head in at the Kop end from 6 yards out, and the roof nearly fell apart after Diaz had gone close with a shot and Alexis McAllister had won a corner with a drive that was saved at the near post. An additional 7 minutes had been provided for negotiation. It wasn't simple. In the 94th minute, Niklas Füllkrug, a striker for West Ham, ambled onto a cross from Max Kilman and looped a header up over Alisson Becker and onto the crossbar. Füllkrug was pushed in the back for Van Dijk's goal, but not with enough force to merit a foul. Yes, sometimes winning a game requires a little bit of luck, and Liverpool's was one of those times. Although Alisson is an excellent goalie, he failed to save that one. The Brazilian, who returned to action following a concussion ailment, hadn't played much earlier in the game. For 30 minutes, Liverpool looked like the defending champions, no doubt bolstered by Mo Salah's big deal and another Arsenal gaffe the day before. They were superior to their performance at Fulham and, in fact, to their victory over Everton in this game earlier. Slot's crew was smooth, calm, astute, and ravenous. Diaz and Curtis Jones both had early attempts that were saved, and Connor Bradley's strike was deflected wide. Salah then curled a shot past the far post after deftly receiving a long pass from Ibrahima Konate. Salah was easily winning the match against Oli Scarles, a 19-year-old defender for West Ham. In front of the Egyptian, the adolescent kept attempting and failing to win the ball. In the 18th minute, he attempted it once more, but Diaz hammered the ball in after Salon sprinted clean to cross low. Alisson's touch of a Mohamed Kudus chip onto the bar nearly gave West Ham the equalizer right away. Konstantinos Mavropanos headed over a corner just before halftime. However, they were lone threats, and McAllister had 2 chances to extend the lead, a close-range volley in the first half that was saved, and a free kick that struck the bar in the 46th minute. Any issues would have been resolved before they arrived with a second Liverpool goal. However, it never materialized, and Liverpool began to physically and emotionally withdraw after losing the safety net they so desperately desired. Still, West Ham had to take the initiative, and they did. Graham Potter's team benefited from Lucas Paqueta's beginning to dominate the midfield. After a mistake by Van Dijk in the 62nd minute, Carlos Soler had a chance to convert a Jared Bowen cross before Paqueta strolled away from Diaz to release the England winger. Fantastically, Alisson ran out to rescue. By now, Liverpool was running in sand, and they were stuck. Aaron Wan-Bissaka ran free after substitute Jarell Quansah cleared the Liverpool right side. When he crossed to the near post, Robertson and Van Dijk grappled, allowing the ball to cannon in off the Scots shin. Saying that it might have been Robertson's Steven Gerrard moment is a bit of a stretch. In 2014, this was not exactly Chelsea at Anfield. Still, Robertson's visage would have shone on this morning's social media memes. Rather, they nearly own Liverpool's glory. Football operates in this manner, and it is all the more alluring for it.